Oh, I came back. Sorry. Are you ready
It's
now?
okay. I'm ready now. Um, we've got another really interesting episode today. We're going to be talking about Google's internal memo that was leaked, titled "We Have No Moat." But neither does OpenAI. There's a lot of really interesting stuff in it. We also get another check-in from John. It seems to have calmed down a bit, but you'll hear that in a sec. So,
Dude's crazy.
anyway,
And
yeah,
also, thank you
yes,
so much for joining us today. We really appreciate
yeah,
that you guys are hanging out to watch the show. If you haven't liked and subscribed to the video, then please go ahead and do that also.
yeah. We really appreciate anybody who takes the time to subscribe. It means a lot more to us than it will to you. So, we'd appreciate it
That's
if you
true.
could, and thank you.
Enjoy the show.
Enjoy the episode.
Just you and me again
We're
today,
back.
Peter. Johnny did not show
Yes,
up for us.
two-man show.
He came in hot yesterday. Said he was quitting the show.
What is up with that guy, man? And what did we do? Like,
It,
it's
it could be hard to come back from that, but he sent another video. It seemed like he was kind of pulling back a little bit. Another video message today. Let's see what he had to say today.
Hey
All
guys,
right. Hey,
it's
what's
the
up,
absolutely real Johnny Sec here again. I just wanted to apologize for yesterday. I was feeling a little down because my actual social security number, 078051120, was leaked online, and someone stole my identity to start purchasing Trump NFTs or some shit.
I'd be pissed too.
I just wanted to reassure you that I'm not leaving, and I'll definitely be back tomorrow. Peace out, bitches.
Okay.
Peace out, bitches.
Good that he's back. He's
Yeah.
back on form. That sucks about his SSN though. I don't know why he would read it out again for us. That was a bit weird.
It does.
But hey, if it's been doxed, it's out there, right? That's your fault.
Sure, I guess if the damage is done, there's no putting the horse back in the barn. Train has left the station.
Yep.
You can't
no sympathy.
uncork a bottle. Cork a bottle?
Yeah.
What? No, I think you could do that.
Put the toothpaste back in the tube.
Oh, there you go. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. So what are we looking at today?
Right. So this is a letter that was a letter that was an internal memo that was leaked from Google. And it was really interesting. A lot of people have been talking about this. The title was "We Have No Moat and Neither Does OpenAI." And it's quite a long memo. It goes into a lot of detail about the current status of Google's AI development efforts. Did you get a chance to look through this?
Yeah, their main complaint is that they can't restrict competition.
Yeah.
Boo-hoo.
There was so many nuggets of gold in this that were just amazing. It really it made me wonder if it was a fake or not, but if it was a fake, it was really well done. And I don't think I've heard any denials so far, or since it was released, which was a few days ago, which will be last week. This is showing on Monday. So one thing I want to highlight from this, which I don't think many people
just to that point, there is a note here that says the text is from a leaked document. We have verified its authenticity.
Oh, okay.
So,
right.
To the extent that we can trust semianalysis.com and their journalistic integrity, it seems to be true.
Yeah. But it seems like the kind of document that would be written by Google as a kind of hey, let's face up to this. So basically it's a kind of runs down what stage they're at on their internal AI development efforts, AI projects, what stage other people are at. So like OpenAI and Facebook or Meta, and also how they're being impacted by open source efforts that are basically overtaken them and are already 95% as efficient and more. The data quality is better, and with $100 and a fairly powerful laptop, you can train an AI to be as good as GPT-4.
And you say
there was
it's something a company like Google would write, but the reality is this is a threat. This would be a threat to any company if one of your main products that you were banking your future on was something that had zero barrier to entry and anybody else could do and likely do better.
Yeah. So what struck me about the whole document was it's got a sort of note of panic about it.
Sure.
And it's what went through my mind was, did private network developers have panic in the same way when the internet became like public and started taking off back in the 90s? Because I think that's what happened then, is that there was people like Deck and Novell who were developing their own like proprietary networking types. And this open standard came out, TCP/IP, and a way of connecting networks to other networks. And then it all took off. And the people who were actually making money from their private networking protocols and whatever must have gone, holy shit, like what's happening? Our product is worthless now, basically. Like even the people like AOL who had, a walled garden, clung onto that for such a long time, providing their own kind of environment. But the outside, the World Wide Web was basically going nuts. And it's all because it was an open standard. And what happened was that Meta's Llama model got leaked. And ever since then, the open source community has been just like leaps and bounds, because there's so many people who love this technology and are super smart and are able to kind of like take the basis of it and just, innovate beyond what Google and Meta and whoever else, and OpenAI as well, are able to do on their own as corporations. They have no secret source. They have no moat, nothing to protect them. And that's what the whole sort of document is about.
Yeah, and they talk about it's already running on phones. They've already got a scalable for personal AI. They've already addressed responsible release of using copyrighted materials. It's already available to do all of these things that these companies have really been, I guess I don't think I'd say struggling to do. But like you said, the issue is there are lots of really good engineers out there, not just the ones that work for Google or for Microsoft or for Facebook. And they are figuring out how to do this just as well, if not better.
Yeah, it's remarkable and amazing. And it kind of compounds my feeling that we're looking at something like the beginning of the internet again. Because this is just starting. We're 6 months into an AI revolution, which is just completely crazy. There's one part of the document, by the way, which I wanted to kind of call out, because for me it was like just, I don't know. There's so many like nuggets in this doc that lots of people have been posting screenshots of different paragraphs and things online. But the one for me was they talk about how, if anybody, Facebook is the leader at the moment, because people have done a lot of free development work based on the Llama model, LLM, that was accidentally leaked by Facebook. And essentially what's happening now is that because that's Facebook's work, Facebook kind of, or Meta, own the ecosystem. And they say there that the value of owning the ecosystem cannot be overstated. We have done this with Chrome and Android. They give a couple of examples. So that is like the value to the company, to the corporation, the capitalist organization which is trying to make money, cannot be overstated by owning the ecosystem, like the free and open source ecosystem. And I posted on Twitter that this is like saying the quiet part out loud, because Google are always talking about how great they're doing amazing things with Android and open source Chrome and whatever. And you can take Chrome and fork it if you want to make your own version and blah, 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 blah. But basically they do own and control that ecosystem, and they make money from it. And it's not something that is ever kind of admitted that that's the reason they're doing it, is to make money. They're not doing it for the public good. It's, yeah.
Yeah, I think open source aside, the problem with open sourcing Chrome is like you're still using Chrome, like you're still using the Chrome Web Store, you're still using all those things. Like, could you go off and do your whole own new thing? Sure, but you're not going to have the reach that Google has in their main branch, as it were. But again, open sourcing aside, this is the stated strategy that Facebook has taken into the metaverse stuff. They do not want to get in this position again where they're stuck dealing with Apple's hardware ecosystem. So they were heavily investing in the hardware for VR, even though it seems lately like the interest in VR has waned.
Yeah, well,
as a business model for Facebook specifically.
Yeah, certainly Meta's interest in VR seems to have waned. I still think it's got some legs on it, but like maybe not as fast as they were imagining. But it was I don't know. It was a really revealing document because it said a lot about how they actually think, and it kind of good as well because I think what Meta did with VR is a good example of they just Zuckerberg in particular just put the blinkers on. He's like, he decided this is going to be the next big thing. I'm going to spend money on it, and did that for 6 months, blew through like 10 or 20 billion dollars, and then had to fire a bunch of people. I reckon all that money they invested in VR could have paid their salaries easily. Maybe not easily.
Yeah, it's hard to think that the hardware investment was a bad move, but the way the software platform seemed lacking from the very beginning.
Yeah, it was definitely underbaked, the whole thing. They were hyping it up before there was anything to hype.
One of the things that stood out to me from this article was the comment about how they really should be paying attention to the open source because the open source community has solved a lot of the problems that they're currently struggling with. And I think that points to the, like, as Google, you still do have a lot of leverage. You could take advantage of the open source community solving some of these problems, so that you then can like go above and beyond that. So there's should still be opportunity here.
That's the thing. I think ideally what they would like to do is manipulate the situation so that they start to take ownership of the open source development method. So they're probably going to kick off, if the advice in this memo is followed, they'll probably kick off a whole bunch of bounty reward programs, start sponsoring AI projects, start hosting things for free, start offering compute resources for free, that kind of thing. So, hey, do everything on our platform, and then they will start to own the ecosystem, which is not for not just for free, that they're not going to get anything back in the end. It'll be so that they gain control.
Seems like what they're realizing is that there is no mode. But that's they're seeing that as like, oh shit, this is a threat to our business, but huge opportunity for your business.
Yes, I think we could
become part of the community, really. Leverage that.
Yeah. So I mean, fingers crossed that they'll. Like I was going to say, fingers crossed that they'll do the right thing. But what the right thing is very different for them than for us. Fingers crossed that we all benefit in the end. Is what I should say. I think.
Yeah.
All right.
It's such an interesting storyline. I had said at the beginning of the year about just being so excited about this being kind of the year of AI, and that has not slowed as we are now 5 months into the year for sure.
I think, we talked about this before about this this curve or straight line. Like a leaning over S, I think it is. It starts at the bottom and wait, hang on, where's the camera? It starts at the bottom, a little tiny dip, and then just goes, and then at a certain point it will start maturing. We are only just at the top of that point of that curve for the internet. I think we're kind of a few years into a mature, like global thing which has been accepted everywhere, which is kind of like settling down to how things work. There's still lots of innovation going on, but I think we've got a good 2 or 3 years of like rocket growth and rocket innovation ahead of us, which is super exciting. And I'm glad that we're here to see it happen.
Along probably with some mistakes and stumbles.
Yeah. I mean, one thing in particular is the deepfake stuff. That technology is kind of scary.
That's I wonder how you do something like that. That seems really complicated.
I've wondered myself. I've never really looked into it, but if someone were to deepfake me, I might. I don't know. Could it kind of freak me out a little bit? But
it could.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would though. So that's good. Yeah.
All right. See everyone tomorrow.